Good evening, people. I am Daksh. I am the founder of Blub World magazine, which basically is a magazine that creates content to inspire teenagers. And the focus of our work is teens inspiring teens. We try to find teen heroes who are doing great in life and try to share their successes, their struggles with other teenagers so that they can do inspiring work themselves. So, till now, we've covered nearly 200 such teenagers from across the globe, and we're sharing it with more than 1,000 schools across India and South Asia. So from time to time, we try to create industry white papers around K-12 sector, which is the school education sector, where we try to showcase and document what all innovative, new, different, or exciting is going on in the sector. Right now, India is under an absolute lockdown, and we are facing a very different kind of a scenario as far as school education is concerned. So this was a very good and the most apt opportunity to create the knowledge bank of ideas that the world needs during this time. So since the lockdown began, we started this series, and today is the 25th session of these Blub World Web Talks. We have done 24 till now, and nearly 175 school principals and directors have participated till now from across 60 geographies from across the globe. And we have got some amazing ideas coming from people from different strata of life, different kind of cities, different tier of cities. So we have got a varied dictionary of ideas that we are daily updating on our social media, that you can go and check and even implement some of those ideas in your schools. The reason why we are doing this is every section of the society is supposed to contribute to the development in its own capacity and capabilities. As farmers, they're giving us food. The retailers are taking care of our food supplies. The police is taking care of security. Doctors are taking care of our health. As educationists, our first responsibility is to decipher knowledge. But at the same time, it is also our responsibility to create the knowledge that the future generation will need. So this is particularly that activity where we try to understand and listen to what all new, innovative, different are you doing and what other schools can learn from you. So I hope you enjoy the next 20 to 30 minutes. Just to give you an idea of what kind of ideas we've been getting till now, there's a very small village in Padua in West Bengal. They don't have good internet, and they still wanted to continue learning. So what did they do? What they did was they assigned their kids to create a custom dictionary at home where they have to add 5 new words every day. And once the school reopens, kids bring that dictionary back to the school, and that's their learning going on through these 5 words every day. There's one school in Agra in Uttar Pradesh in India where they have asked their pre-toddlers to do a video call to their teacher every day and sing a new song that they learn from their parents. There's one school that has told kids to create a introspective diary every day where they have to document what good did they do in the day and what bad did they do in the day. And this diary would be a good judgment to gauge their wisdom and their value education. So first of all, thank you so much for joining, and let's start. And remember, you can use English or Hindi, any language that's comfortable to you. There's no need to stick to English. You can use Hindi as well, whatever is comfortable to you. Okay, so let's now hear it first from sorry, ma'am, I can read your name, Smita ma'am, over to you for the next 2 minutes. You can open your audio, and the next 2 minutes are yours.
I'm Smita Khirsagar from Pune. The name of my school is Blue Ridge Public School, and we are situated in the first phase of the Rajiv IT Park in Pune. So, in this lockdown, the takeaway for me is I could explore my own capability of balancing between the domestic chores, because the domestic maids are on leave, and also managing work online, because a person like me, who's 35 years in this field and now over 50, online teaching wasn't that available at our times. So I've always been a live performer in front of real students and real teachers, and this experience was wonderful. It gave me a lot of confidence that yes, I can do it. और ये भी याद है कि अभी भी बर्तन साफ कर सकते हैं और या झाड़ू मार सकते हैं और उसके साथ खाना भी बना सकते हैं. So it was wonderful learning me a lot of insight into my own physical capacity. At this age, it's very crucial. About the innovative thing at our level, we belong to IT sector. Most of our parents also belong to the same background. So our children very much have the access to technology and all. So we have given them a very different project which will bring them closer to the real life. So our project is like they have to take up any two life skills, real life skills, basics. Like they have to learn any two dishes, healthy dishes, to cook real time healthy dishes, and then either do the scrubbing or brooming or cleaning. Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
You can switch off your video and just keep the audio on so that the clarity of the call will go up.
Okay. Let me do that. Yeah. So what I was saying is that, for our children, the challenges are different. They have a lot of facilities and they're very tech savvy. So bringing them closer to the real time life was of more importance for us. So what we did is that we've given them a project wherein for 2 weeks, every single day, they will be dedicating 1 hour for learning 2 domestic chores, which includes cooking any 2 dishes or scrubbing the vessels or sweeping, mopping and all that. And every single day they have to do it for 2 weeks continuously. And we've given them a chart where they will be recording that. And then also they have to write their experience about how they felt about this lockdown, how they felt before doing this activity and how they feel after doing it. They also have to interview their family members, asking them questions and present it in a question answer format.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We had to cut down because the time's over. But I think one of your ideas of actually telling them to learn one household chore every day and then document their experience of the lockdown and how was it for them. It's something nice. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Now let's hear it from Apala, ma'am. Ma'am, over to you for the next 2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone who are present over there. Myself, Apala Chakraborty, and I'm Academic Director of SSM Academy, Kolkata. So just I'm saying that the lockdowns, we have given that lockdown, if we spell LOCKDOWN, L, learning something new every day. O, observe the positive news. C, communicate to your nearest one. K, know your stronger self. D, develop the healthy habits. O, open your inner self. W, witness the cleaner earth. And N, nurture your old hobbies. So for me, it is lockdown. So here actually learning cannot stop. What we have given that the children, if you ask that, students definitely they are using the digital platform. Everybody knows. From our side, what we have given them, children along with these are online classes and all. Now you are very much accustomed. You are staying with your grandparents, your mother, your father. So obviously, frequently you are going to the kitchen and asking, Mama, what is you are cooking today, healthy dish. It is better that at your home, you search all the available food materials and find out how these food materials, they are helping us to maintain good health. Like all that food materials have some good values. that we don't know, sometimes for the taste and all. And you find out that like turmeric, like cumin, or vegetables, so many are there. Some contains vitamin A, some contains vitamin C, some contains are various are molecules and whatever may be, which contribute for our good health. So we have given them this project. The third one, there's some small kids, you know, the senior students are very much comfortable with the digital platform online classes, but the junior students, what they're doing. So the chapter wise, we have given them whatever available in their house, like inside, outside. So take one bowl, you play with your kitchen set. So you come with your kitchen set and play with that and learn that, which is round shape, which is your long, big, and so many things. So in
Thank you so much, ma'am. Again, the time was over. We'll try to extend the time if possible in the second round, but the first round we'll have to stick to the time so that everybody is able to speak. Thank you so much for those ideas. I think the new full form that you've given to this acronym lockdown is something very interesting. We'll try to share that with a lot more people. Something very innovative and very positive. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now let's hear it from Diane, ma'am. Ma'am, over to you for the next 2 minutes. You can unmute your audio. Your introduction, personal learning.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'm Dian Aryadita. You can call me Dita. I'm from Indonesia. So I'm the director of Knowledge Link Intercultural School. So my school is Islamic International School. Therefore, I think I understand because your difficulties as a principal, there are several things that are problem, especially in my country. For example, the first, teachers miss the chance to see the students face to face. Yeah, then they will get bored. And then the second, students have difficulty locating time to do assignments or record themselves when they have to do video conference with their students. And then this is normal in my country that principal and also school owners are overwhelmed by parents. The parents ask discount fee because the school is closed in lockdown time. Okay, so I have several ideas to overcome these problems. The first, by teaching session. So the teachers must be very active and then also very creative. For example, there is a teacher record himself. Yeah, he dance with a complete dancing costume, and then he recorded himself, and then he sent the video to the students, and then he asked the students to do dancing like he did, like that. And also for English as second language session, for example, the teachers assign the students to tell bedtime story to their younger siblings, and then after that the parents record them, and then after that they send the video to the teachers, like that. And then because now it's Ramadan, and then we live in Muslim country, and then we celebrate Ramadan, and then we assign the students to fill the daily journal. The daily journal, just like what time they pray, and then they help the parents to cook for breakfasting Ramadan, yeah, like that. And also the Islamic studies teacher as well, they do video conference or Instagram live, yeah. They give the Islamic speech about Ramadan activities for the students, like that. And also for science, we have experiment like in the lab, but we the students do at home. For example, like they have the experience to make disinfectant fluid, yeah, and then also for economic lessons, they interview several relatives, yeah.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We could take those ideas, but the time was over. We'll try to take more ideas if possible. But thank you so much. I think this your students telling stories to their younger ones, and typically bedtime stories is something very engaging. And thank you so much for sharing that idea. This is something that's very easily replicable, and this would increase the family affection levels during this time. And this is something very nice. Thank you so much for sharing that. We'll try to take your opinion in the second round if possible. Now let's hear it from, I can see C.S. Nair, sir. C.S. Nair, sir, now over to you for the next 2 minutes. Your introduction, one personal learning, and one idea that others can learn from you. Over to you.
I think I wish I'm thanking all the 11 members as well as this organization who is organizing this. It's a good thing, and as we know is that we are all learning, as well as we are also coming out with various ideas, which is not unknown thing for any of the student or the parents, but it is something that we are learning to practice in real life. It is something like saying that, okay, there is a Sunday which is a holiday for the school, and what will you do at home today? That is practiced for number of days together now. On the opposite direction is that there is a holiday for the home today, but you will have to bring the school into your home. So what will you do in that case? Because your home is going to be functioning as a school on every day for some time, where all the stakeholders are involved, which was not happening earlier. So there is a mix of learning, and it is blended with a stakeholder management, which is ensuring is that what happens if my child goes to the school, how a day is spent there, which is being witnessed by a parent digitally now over here. That is the first part of it, which I wanted to say, which I think I have used 1 minute of my speech time. The second minute I wanted to say is that the challenge is for how will you unlock now? So, and therefore, what we are going to do, I personally also tell all my fraternity, I don't directly have the access to my teachers, but I have got lots of people who are directly accessing them from the level of the principal downwards, is that think of something to talk to the parents and the students, is that how will you manage uncertainty and these kind of things, and when you go unlocking, how will you go and adopt the new situation that you are going to see in the situation in a class of 30 to 40, in case if you have to still maintain social distancing after unlocking in the month of August or September, what is the kind of arrangements that you are going to do? Can you split this 40-member classroom into 3 different classrooms maintaining 1 meter of social distancing between the students? Can you use the same transport for commuting the student 3 times in a day, because you cannot have 40 students sitting in the buses? So this time is being also used in sensitizing these things to the same child and the parent. So that is what I would like to say. Let us brainstorm on that also. I think I have finished 2 minutes of mine. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for adding a different perspective to the whole talk. Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts. We'll try to take some more thoughts in the session again. Let's now hear it from James, sir, now. James, sir, over to you for the next 2 minutes. You can unmute yourself.
Hello, good evening to all of you. I am a principal of a Birla school, and situated on the banks of the river Hooghly in West Bengal. And one fine day we went to sleep and we got up in a different world altogether. There was lockdown, there was commotion. How are we going to reach out to our students? So, getting the teachers together, and since we are in the suburbs, it was very hard for the children to actually use the internet. Very few of them had smartphones. Now we have to get all of them, get in touch with them, send them the notice, and these are the things that are going to, these are the things that the government has taken care of. They were not so clear about it. Calling the parents up, each teacher made a WhatsApp group, and class-wise, It was easier for them to communicate to the parents. So we did that. Then the next thing that we did is we told children from class 1 to class 10, because all these new words that it was new to us also: corona, lockdown, quarantine, vaccine, protein spike. All of a sudden, all these things bombarded us, and we were very new to all these things, and so were the children. So we told them to take the daily newspaper and cut out pieces of the daily newspaper and put it down, the day by day. And also, then we said, okay, let's start with, as online classes were also going on, we also said, let's start with history. From where did this thing begin? Coronavirus. From where did it come? Okay. We told them, use it as geography. How did it spread? From which nation to which nation it started? How did it spread? The biological part of it. Talk about the protein spike. How did this virus get the protein spike, and the other coronavirus did not have the protein spike? So you do some research. The lower ones, they're having a little problem, but the class 9s and 10s, the class 9s and 10s are going through it, and they're finding a lot of research on the internet. Then in maths, the numbers, we ask them how many positive cases, how many affected, and how many deaths. Make a list of it on a day-wise and put it down with the newspaper cuttings, put it down in the scrapbook. So when school opens, we will see the best project will get a good mark, or we'll give them a prize during the assembly. So all these things we are working out. Yes, we lack in the network thing, but we got in touch with all our students. We have the Zoom class with our parents. Our teachers are having the Zoom classes with our parents, giving them some ideas to how to be safe, how to wash their hands, teaching them how to wash their hands. And also, can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely, James, sir. I think the idea that you gave of actually documenting and studying Corona and telling that to students and creating a project around that is something very nice. And I think we will share it in the white paper. This will find space in the white paper. Thank you so much for sharing that idea. The time was over. We'll again try to give you some more time if possible. But this is something very innovative, to tell them to track the number of cases, to track the exact virus that got that protein spike, and how is Corona developing or evoluting every day, and keeping track of news. This is something that will add a very different perspective to students as well, and their knowledge as well. So thank you so much for sharing that idea, and this idea will find space in the white paper. Thank you so much, James, sir. Now let's hear it from Pramod sir. Pramod sir, over to you for the next 2 minutes. Your introduction, one learning and one idea.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening rather to everyone. I'm Pramod Tripathi. I'm Director of Academics at Singapore. We run schools in different countries, 8 countries with 24 campuses. And my job in the current situation is more tough, because we were supposed to immediately switch from face-to-face classes to the virtual learning. Now, fortunately, this is little advanced school and well-off school, so our students are not facing a problem of devices or hardware or technology. But then the challenges were very different in front of us. In the sense, the challenges were, you can do a virtual classes for the senior segment. But when it comes to a primary, when it comes to pre-primary, nursery kids, what to do with them? They cannot handle devices. Parents are also working from home, so they don't have a time for them. They are not getting any help or support from helpers, because it's a lockdown situation. Every country has a different kind of lockdown. I'm sure at India you understand that lockdown was a bit different, but then if you see Japan, you see Malaysia, you see Abu Dhabi, it's all different ways it was imposed. Now, in that case, what happened that we thought what to do with these kids, and these are very vulnerable kids. Their span of concentration is very short. They cannot be like watching your TV or listening to you like a television, like a movie. They need to interact. And then we worked it out into a kind of a system where we said, why not to develop their pencil grips, their gross motor skills, and those kind of things. And then teachers have come up that, let's see, that a child will make a small chapati and make sure that it is kind of a circle. So a lot of videos were shared by those little 3 years, 4 years old, trying to make that, trying to understand the combination of how the dough is made to make chapati, or those kind of kitchen kind of a thing, which has a lot of mathematics. Mothers were teaching them what proportion of water is required to cook rice. So that was a real kind of learning. We asked a student to arrange their own wardrobes, their own almirahs, fold clothes and keep them nicely. Those kind of things we have done. One of the biggest experience which I had with my visit to Finland and Finnish education, there I have seen that the knitting, the sweater making, the way grannies used to make, now everyone is into a market make sweater and jackets. But then over there in schools, knitting is compulsory for both boys and girls. And they say that this is one of the good exercise which at this age child should do it, because both hands are working into it and it develops to the development of both left and right brains. So in that case, those kind of activities we have brought in for the primary kids, and I'm sure the kids are really benefited with it, and they are enjoying. They're enjoying a lot with those activities. Seniors, it's much easier. People are doing good. They can attend online classes. They can raise hand, ask questions, collaborate with Google Classrooms. We have LMS system, so on and so forth. But then the vulnerable segment, the segment which really requires something to focus, that was a primary area for us. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing those thoughts. I think toddlers making round chapatis would be something really interesting to see. So if you've got any videos or any content around that, please try to share it with us. We'll share it with a lot more people, because just a very small activity of toddler making a round chapati is something very interesting. Thank you so much for sharing that idea with us. And now let's hear it from Bajpai, sir. Sir, over to you for the next 2 minutes. You can open your audio, and the 2 minutes are yours. Your introduction, personal learning, and one idea that others can learn from you.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, I am audible to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir. Myself, Mithilesh Bajpai, and nickname is Guttu Bajpai. And I'm working as an educational consultant, freelance writer, and also a edupreneur also. So giving due my 18 years of life in education, and the recent time is of lockdown, and we are getting the opportunity for online teaching. Actually, this is required very much in India. Because in India, we know that so many kind of varieties of schools are there, and availability of resources are limited. But now this time is a best opportunity for all of us, because it is now easier for us as an educationist, as a nationalist, to clear or to understand or to make the parents understand that online education is very much important. The first of its benefit that it is equal to all, good quality of material is available, and it is means very cheap if you are using a mobile phone and all these things. Now, regarding what I am doing, I am giving the consultancy to 4 to 5 schools, and I am remotely controlling them, all the activities of the schools. Working as a principal with Anikant Academy also. So what I thought that I always give instructions to the schools that go for something creative, because we have to differentiate between learning and teaching. Teaching is unidimensional, but learning is multidimensional. So students not only learn by the teachers, but they learn from the surrounding. So as the promoter is said that everywhere schools and teachers are trying at the level best, but keeping in mind the development of a student, senior students, middle school students, primary schools, and these kids, they all have different capabilities, mental capabilities. They have their own ways of learning. So there are many ways are there. As what we are doing, we are providing notes and video material to the senior students, assignment type of work to the middle students, and for kids giving them they're directing their parents so that what they have to prepare the students, and then they come up. The new thing which we have started, evaluation part also. The teacher and we also ask the students to send their OMR sheets, and we evaluate them and tell them what are their scores. By that, this virtual classes are quite similar to practical classes, as we are traditionally doing it also. Because we think that distance is not a barrier for learning. as we are learning from surrounding, students also can learn from their surroundings. We only need to direct. Secondly, academics is not only the part. We can guide the students to learn from their surrounding, that where our culture, various skills are there, the good stories are there. We have given the one assignment to the students also.
Thank you so much, sir. The time was over. We'll try to again take some more thoughts. Now let's hear it from, sir, I cannot read your name, but I can read Raghav Foundation. So over to you for the next 2 minutes. Your introduction, one personal learning and one idea.
Hi everyone, good evening. Am I audible to you?
Yeah.
My name is Ravi Kumar. I am director of Raghav Foundation. I am a senior consultant for schools, and we are trying to help schools into schools development and school establishment, something like that. Apart from that, I am a founder of a couple of schools in Hyderabad. We operate from Hyderabad. Well, first thing is, this is my introduction. The learning what we have is, one day or other, all of us had to learn this, that we should be prepared for different mediums of learning. It is not the regular learning in the school alone, but alternative mediums of learning is required, and this is a learning for everyone now. We should be prepared, and we are preparing for the crisis management also. So this particular situation gives us an opportunity, not because usually in the school we have to go by the syllabus, or the teachers are always they had a lot of pressure to complete the syllabus and all. They didn't have an opportunity to do what are the other things those are required. But now we have a great opportunity to explore different kind of a teaching learning process, that is self-learning, which is very important, or otherwise debate about various issues, or otherwise explore various opportunities or various learning, or bringing together the ideas of students and share on a common platform about whatever is the topic. It's called the debate, or otherwise panel discussions, or whatever it is. Different kind of learning opportunities can be opened through. But the problem or otherwise concern, I'm not talking about what we have done, because most of them, as Mr. Pramod was saying, he was sharing a really important aspect. Teaching virtually for higher grades is always easy, maybe possible. But in case if it is for the primary grades or pre-primary grades, it is very challenging. Of course, this is one part. The important part I'll conclude. The important part I'd like to address is, what about those schools and students who does not have the facility of this devices or this internet facilities? There are many schools like that, but they should not also lose their time, or they should not lose their precious learning hours. So there should be something, we need to think about that and suggest those schools also to do something productive during this lockdown time. And thank you for this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Ravi, sir, for sharing your perspective with us. Now let's hear it from Nilesh, sir. So Nilesh, sir, over to you for the next 2 minutes. You can unmute your audio.
Thank you, sir, for this great opportunity. जितने लोग भी सुन रहे हैं, सबको प्रणाम। 2 मिनट मिला है, उसका सही इस्तेमाल कर लेता हूं फटाफट में। मैं जब लॉकडाउन की पीरियड्स की शुरुआत हुई, तो सबसे पहले ये प्रॉब्लम आई कि उन बच्चों को जिनके पास, सीनियर के लिए तो हमारे लिए सामने दिक्कत नहीं आई, लेकिन जो बच्चे प्राइमरी सेक्शन के थे, प्री प्राइमरी सेक्शन के थे, उनके लिए प्रॉब्लम हमारे सामने आई। क्योंकि सीनियर्स को तो हमने इमीडिएटली गूगल क्लासरूम के द्वारा सबको एनरोल किया और 15,000 बच्चों को पढ़ाना शुरू कर दिया, 15,000 स्टूडेंट्स को। उसके बाद समस्या आई हमारे सामने, जहां पर हमें प्राइमरी के बच्चों को पढ़ाना था, तो प्राइमरी के बच्चों के साथ पेरेंट्स का सपोर्ट लग रहा था। पेरेंट्स को सपोर्ट में आने के बाद हमने पेरेंट्स से लगातार बातचीत की, और उसके द्वारा हमने एक नई चीज की शुरुआत की, जहां पे बच्चों में कोरोना के बारे में तो जाना जा रहा है कि बार बार हाथ धोना है, बार बार प्रिकॉशन लेने हैं हमें, ऐसी और कितनी प्रकार की डिजीजेस हैं। तो ये सही समय हमने समझा, इसलिए हमने प्राइमरी के बच्चों को ये वर्क दिया, जहां पे पेरेंट्स की मदद से वो सारे प्रतिदिन एक डिजीज के बारे में पढ़ाई करेंगे। एक डिजीज उन्हें फाइंड आउट करना है, उसके कारण क्या है, उसके साथ साथ उसके निवारण भी क्या क्या है। जैसे कि प्लेग आया, जैसे कि निमोनिया, जैसे कि मलेरिया, जैसे बहुत सारी बीमारियां, तो उससे जुड़े हुए बच्चे जो हमेशा पेरेंट्स के साथ बैठ के कुछ फाइंड आउट करते हैं, हमने उन्हें एक कॉमन पोर्टल दिया जिसमें बच्चे अपना असाइनमेंट हमें सबमिट करेंगे और प्रत्येक बच्चों में से एक बेस्ट बच्चे को चुना जाता है जिसने अपने काम को बखूबी किया हुआ है। तो उसे हम स्टार दे देते हैं, उसके परफॉर्मेंस की तारीफ करते हैं, जहां पे पेरेंट्स के साथ बच्चे ने सीखा, और बच्चे से क्वेश्चनियर भी करते हैं कि यदि उसने निमोनिया सीखा तो क्या कॉज हुआ है, कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा कि निमोनिया है, कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा कि आपको मलेरिया है। सो बच्चों के जवाब के बाद हमें समझ में आया। हमने इसके साथ साथ वैल्यू बेस्ड लर्निंग भी देखा कि इसको भी जोड़ा जाए, वैल्यू बेस्ड लर्निंग, क्योंकि हम हमेशा क्लासरूम के दौरान तो पढ़ाते ही रहते हैं, लेकिन वैल्यू बेस्ड लर्निंग के बारे में भी हमने एक नई शुरुआत की, जहां पे हमने प्राइमरी के बच्चों को एक श्लोक, संस्कृत के एक श्लोक, चाहे वो इंग्लिश मीडियम में हो, हिंदी मीडियम हो, संस्कृत का एक श्लोक आपको जरूर याद करना है। हमारे सामने आई प्री प्राइमरी के लिए, हमारे सामने समस्या आई, और प्री प्राइमरी के लिए हमने हमारे टीचर्स को वीडियोस बना के अपलोड करने के लिए किया, जो वीडियोस हम पेरेंट्स को भेजते हैं, और बाद में बच्चे को वही वीडियो, अपना खुद का भी वीडियो, पेरेंट्स को बोलते हैं कि जो टीचर ने पढ़ाया, बच्चे को भी सेम पोएम का, सेम स्टोरीज का वीडियो अपलोड करना है हम लोगों को।
थैंक यू नीलेश सर। आई थिंक आपने एक बड़ा इनोवेटिव सा आइडिया शेयर किया, which was कि kids should find a new disease every day and try to study that disease in its complete existence and cure and everything. This is something very nice. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Now let's hear it from Akash ji. Akash ji, over to you for the next 2 minutes.
Okay, first of all, good evening everyone. So as we were discussing, like in this lockdown, what we did is, that is a part of, I am belonging to a flavor shop.
Louder. Your voice is low.
I'm sure. Actually, I'm the business head of Playway Shop, and we provide academic and non-academic services to schools. Now, what we did is that we divided the students into two parts, junior and senior. So for the junior, we are talking about kindergarten students. So what we ask them is to prepare a timetable for themselves. Now, the first advantage of preparing a timetable is they won't be running out of the schedule anytime. Throughout this lockdown also, they'll be throughout their schedule only. Daily, one task is provided by the teacher. So for example, yesterday we provided them the task to do cooking without fire. So one student prepared a coffee. He got to know that he has to pour 2 spoons of sugar, 1 spoon of coffee powder, 1 glass of milk, something like this. And without fire, so it was a complete safety precaution. Then another one activity, as a household activity, students have to done by themselves. They have to click the pic and they have to send us. The third is about the hobby. The daily one hobby as in part, like if you're interested in singing, sing. If you're interested in reciting story, recite. If you're interested in playing instrument, play. Then record that and send us. So daily we choose one best student and we publish their creative and we send them. So students get excited about it. For the senior students, what we did is that in India, what we believe is that cognitive skills are missing in students. For an layman example, they understand what is 3 plus 3. But when you say you have 3 mangoes, another person gives you another 3 mangoes, how many mangoes you are having? They are unable to analyze. This is having in India. Another problem, give them any of the packet, ask them to read the instructions, but they won't be able to understand the instruction written on it. So analytical skills are missing. So what we tell them is that we will be daily sharing one book in a PDF format with them or one audible book with them. Now that contains only 2.5 MB, 3 MB, 3 or 4 MB. This doesn't consume their net as well. Though they have to read the particular part and then they send us the synopsis of that part. Another thing what we are doing is that we have divided the newspaper in different parts: technology, automobile, business, politics, state, international, national. To the senior students in the 11th and 12th and 10th, we are dividing the topics in the students. We tell them to prepare a daily one news and send the analysis of the news so that they can even understand what the local ongoings going on in the world. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Akash, for sharing your thoughts. I think cooking without fire, interesting things. So if you're doing anything around this, or you find some new observations, you can share that with us. So since the time is already up, before we conclude the session, or I'm able to extend it further, there are 2 or 3 things that I want to typically tell you or ask you. First, in your school or in your institution or organization where you have your teachers and kids, try to create some kind of a creative connect every day. Now, how typically am I telling you to do that is, why do you need a creative connect every day? This creative connect, what will it do is, it will engage your teachers, because teachers at this time are super stressed. It's not easy to teach on a Zoom call because body language doesn't work. And content delivery is something that has to be made super interesting, because a kid is actually looking onto a screen and he gets only engaged by a good YouTube video. A teacher is not engaging or interesting enough. So tell them to be super, super creative and try to share a small 2-minute presentation with you every day on what do they plan to do. This will make your administration easier and it will be, a gratification activity for the teacher. So we've got some amazing ideas from a lot of people coming in. Try to find those on our social media platforms and experiment with them. Before this comes to an end, I just want to leave you with 2 thoughts. First, we all right now are using a lot of education technology products. We are using a lot of EdTech. And after talking to nearly so many principals and school leaders, what we can understand that most of these EdTech products, they do not solve education problems. They solve communication problems. So once you judge an EdTech product, judge it with its capability to actually solve education problems. What do you face in your school? Because most of these apps were made after looking at other apps. There was not very in-depth research into creating them. And once you give those apps or platforms to your kid, then there's not a lot of development going on them. And try to share your insights with the app developer or whoever you're sharing, whoever is providing you that service. Because you have to give good quality, experience to your kid. User experience is super, super important. If you, just to give you a simple observation, at this point, the most used education technology solution are 2 companies which were not supposed to be education companies. The first one being WhatsApp and the second one being this Zoom. They were not supposed to be education technology companies, but right now they're the biggest enablers for education. So once you decide onto a education technology product, study that well before implementing that. And second, we are all right now in a corona world or a lockdown world. And we all hope and pray that very soon we will be there in a post-corona world. And once this post-corona world comes into existence, I think the characteristics or the persona of your student will change. And the persona of your teacher will also change. Once you're on online learning, the kid will get accustomed to one-on-one teaching. And once he comes to that one-to-many model again, what will happen then? So try to figure out what skills do you actually need in a teacher now or an educator now. Because content delivery or delivering information is no more a big skill, because technology can do that very easily. So try to think on the exact skills that you need in a teacher. You need observation, you need perception, you need divergent thinking. What do you need? And tell those skills to us so that we can, tell other teachers to find out resource material on that, get trained on that, because an educator now will have to be somebody who's super awake in the class. He cannot just deliver content. And second, the skill sets that you are giving to your kids or students, are they good enough for the future jobs? Because what you see right now is technology is literally taking over jobs. How would these kids find a livelihood? Try to find the skills that they would actually need. The biggest skill, what we could think or we could, typically understand after talking to so many school leaders was the first one is creativity. Creativity, not in the sense of colors and drawings and paintings. Creativity in the sense of divergent thinking. Creativity in the sense of perception building. Creativity in the sense of decision making. Creativity in the sense of analysis. And second, and most important, the skill that we will have to give kids is to build their wisdom to judge what's good for them and what's bad for them. Because once you get them on the internet, the world is available to them and they have to judge their consumption. And we do not have somebody to police them every time. And these 2 are super difficult to decipher and educate. So find out more ways on these, and I hope we find you again and talk to you again in some of the other web talk. Once again, these 2 are just some food for thought, so that once we meet next, we have some more new things coming in from you. Hope you enjoyed these 40 minutes. If you enjoyed and you want to attend the future ones, I'll ask you to do a small activity. Before that, we are doing a small competition, which is we're trying to find the India's most creative school. So if you're doing anything creative, you, your students, your teachers, your management, their parents, try to share that with us, and we have a big cash prize waiting in for you. This is just to find out more and more innovatives or innovations that are going on in schools across the globe. So thank you so much for taking out these 40 minutes today with us. If you enjoyed and want to attend future sessions, open your audio, say a big yes. And if you missed anything, our team will contact you and you can share that on message and everything. So you can open your audio and say a big yes if you enjoyed. Thank you so much, people.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
It was enjoyable.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.